Let's try that again. All right, so Scotty had some really good ideas on what we could see as a problem with some objectives or goals with an action plan and with some risk assessment. Is there anything else that you guys can think of? I'm sorry, let me share this. Norma, you have to let me have screen share ability.
Okay, 1 second. Undo. Okay, so all I see is only option it has is allowed to multi-pin. What does that even mean?
Can you share your screen?
Yeah, I can share mine. So
Show the rubric.
share.
Where do you guys find helpers on how you properly reference things like these articles?
I just Google it. Like, I think it has to be an APA style. The reference has to be an APA style. Is that what you're asking, or are you referring to something else?
Is it at the start?
Yeah, she actually does talk about it at the beginning. There is a link now that you're saying that. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to go back. Okay.
No, that's not it.
It says, you know how you went on to criteria for a great case write-up, it pretty much the way it's the way it's outlined is on that. So you just have the position and then you have your summaries and stuff underneath. And then it tells you what you have to do at the bottom. So you use headers aligned with rubric, including references. Oh, you want to know about how to reference? Oh, sorry. But yeah.
Becky, are you referring to the summaries or the reference page?
No, I was specifically talking about whenever you, for example, you have a footnote, or like as you read through like the Thomas Green summary, there's these references that are at the bottom. Specifically, how do we reference properly? But I now that you
cite sources.
There you go. Thank you. My brain is gone. I'm by this time of day, I'm like only working on a couple cylinders.
So I'm really bad at citing source. I don't get it. I don't know how to do it. My wife's an English teacher though, and she helps me.
She's a pumpkin eater.
Yeah. I can't remember what the site is called, but there's sites that you can go to that will, like, you just type in like the article and like who it's written by, and then you find the quote and you just like copy and paste it into it, and then it'll bring it everything up that you need, and it'll give you the source for you, and it shows you how to cite it and how to reference it and everything. But yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I just have my wife kind of do it for me because I'm so bad at it. But I don't know. You could probably Google.
Don't incriminate yourself, man. You can plead the fifth. This is being recorded.
Yeah.
My bad.
I just Google how to do APA style, and like Alan said, the site that you're on that tells you the information you're looking for. It should have like a name of the author, the site name, page number, those things.
Okay, I'll have to, I remember briefly looking at that at the beginning of the class. So thanks for the reminder on that one. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, this one was really, really hard because what threw me off was the position analysis, all of those things that you have to have a section for each one of them and then summarize it.
Yeah,
That's what threw me off.
that's one thing about this class. I don't feel like we have very much guidance at all,
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, I'll send something in how I have my references. See if it goes through on here. Okay. Anyway.
I'll try
Yeah.
to look for the website. I'm sure that'll be extremely helpful. But what's really hard is if you look at the agenda, if you, there's a team agenda, if you go into that section, it actually gives you all the answers. So you don't want to plagiarize them, but
Yeah.
it does have some good ideas. I actually am just starting to realize what it is. So it's like section analysis or second analysis section, and then it has like 4 different types of office politics. And then I'm thinking you kind of choose one of those. Now that we've been talking, I'm like, oh, this is actually, because I was like, there's 4 different hints under the agenda. And I was thinking we had to hit all of those with the 1,500 word minimum. Anyhow, I was like, I don't know how this is, I'm not stupid, but golly, this assignment has got me feeling that way. But
Yeah. I can just write it how you think it is, you know, and your understanding.
yeah, what Scotty was explaining, like breaking it down into those different things, that I think that was very, very helpful, Scotty. So I'm glad that you kind of brought that up, you know, apologize, move forward, let's get going type stuff. So that's been helpful. I'll go to the ADA web or ADA, AP, is it APA? Anyhow.
APA. Yeah. I think the only thing we have left is risk assessment. So what are the risks with pretty much what took place between Davis and Green? What were the risk assessments with that? And from my understanding, that I read in the readings, Green ended up resigning. He quit.
Mhm.
So I think the pressure build up between him and Davis with these guys not discovering what was the conflict between them to begin with, you know, working things out. There was so much animosity that this guy just gave up on his career. He was like, well, I'm out. This is too much for me. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like a big risk that Frank had was that you know, he could lose a potential employee that could be really good. But when they're not getting along, when things aren't going well, sometimes you do just kind of have to get rid of the employee if it can't work out.
yeah.
But yeah, like what we were talking about earlier, that they just need to apologize, or Green just needs to apologize. I think it needs to go both ways. They both need to acknowledge their own faults and what's happening and why things aren't working out. And then they need to figure out how they can work together and move forward,
Yeah. 'Cause
or
that's
just
just
end it.
part of it. You don't want to hate your coworker. You got to see their face every day. So that's another risk assessment, is the relationship between you and your coworker.
I think showing that vulnerability both ways actually goes really far. You know, everything that we've read and in other classes that I've taken, that's a huge part of that. Whenever we were reading the last, I think it was Google, the Google assessment, and the manager let everybody know he had stage 4 cancer, things like that, where you can be a little bit more vulnerable. I don't know whose job it is to kind of initiate that, but either one of these gentlemen could have helped with that. I also think McDonald could have stepped in a little bit too and just been like, hey guys, let's be a mediator of some sort, just to initiate that conversation. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's considered micromanaging, but
Yeah. I think the way they've dealt with it is very behind his back. It wasn't really sitting him down in like a meeting and trying to work for solutions where they could all work together and get things back on track, and then being on the same page what needs to be done. Like that, it was just pretty much just emails, and Davis was kind of negging Green quite a lot. It wasn't really spoken out in the open why, where this started, you know, and he was only in the job for like 5 months.
it's very long at all.
So he was expecting a lot from him, so, you know, in so little time. Like it said at the start, he knew that he needed time to actually get comfortable in that position, but he didn't give it to him. So, yeah. I think if they had a discussion and they were on the same page again, then that may have actually helped rectify things instead of just putting pressure onto something until, you know, to the point that they just give way or they'll squeeze the life out of them. Yeah. So, yeah, I read it and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so bad. Like, you know, not a way to manage at all.
Well, and it makes me wonder what he was like with his other employees, or if it was just Green because he had held that position. He had, you know, had different expectations, or if that's just his style to kind of bulldoze in.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Okay.
Does that say that nothing has recorded?
Recording.
Something is recording. Something looks like it's recording.
Yeah.
Mine says pause or stop recording.
Ah,
What is that?
Not on my screen is showing
It's
a little red
recording.
dot, like something is recording.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, mine shows that I'm recording.
Awesome. I just wanted to make sure because the thing that is showing on my screen says it's 0 of recording.
I think that's just
Ah.
on the screen. Not on
Do you
our,
guys see, can you guys see my screen?
yeah.
That you see this little dot right here that I'm pointing to?
I don't see a dot.
You don't see the little red dot that I'm pointing to?
You're pointing.
Rick.
Hmm.
And it's got REC. Rick.
Yeah, it's weird. Right here, there's a little dot that says recording.
Oh yeah. That's fine. Yeah.
Don't push it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch it.
But anyhow,
Is that it? Or
Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I think we went over everything. Risk assessment. We pretty much discussed everything. Anyone else want to share any last words?
What is the concept of managing up? That was
What is the concept of what?
managing up in the,
Managing up?
yeah, in the agenda, one of the applications, it says, how can managing up be applied at work? But I don't know what managing up is.
I don't know what that means.
Is that, I haven't read the other
I read it. Let me see.
the one-on-one work. Maybe it's in there because I saw that there's a lot of management talk in that. Have you read that?
I have, and it's not in there. That's why I was wondering.
Oh,
Like, so I see here it says managing up and managing down is a part of management that details how middle managers or supervisors should effectively deal with their managers and subordinates. Promotion to management comes with additional responsibilities of managing down. So maybe like we were saying earlier, McDonald's should have stepped up more and
Mm.
tried to mediate between the two.
yeah. Where are you reading that from? Because it hasn't come up on your
I
screen.
for me, I Googled it.
Oh.
I Googled it too, and this other one says managing up is about using the traits of a good manager to help bring out the best in you as an employee. When done effectively, managing up makes your manager's job easier as well as your day-to-day job.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm sure that was in something that we read, but I didn't retain that. So, okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Definitely have to go back to a lot of the information that we've read in previous weeks. I found that I've forgotten.
Next week is frightening me without knowing exactly what we're into just yet.
And since this is recording,
What's
so
happening next week?
Well, very good.
Is there like an exam or something next week?
I don't think we ever have any exams.
Oh, great. I thought you said next week. It's going to be a surprise meeting or
Just
something.
the write-up, I've looked at it, but I haven't really looked at it extensively, so I don't know what that looks like.
Mhm.
Mary Griffin at Derby Foods. Oh, it's the same thing. Oh, we have to do the same assessment as we're doing this week. So I guess if we bomb this week, we can figure out what we messed up with and do it again next week for this other.
Oh, it is too.
okay. Is anyone?
I'm pretty sure that
scheduled
even if you
for-
bomb it and don't do it how it's exactly supposed to be, I think if you get at least 1,000 words and have some good insight in there, I think you'll get a pretty good score. My experience with BYU Pathways is you kind of get close to a 95 or 100 on pretty much anything as long as you like turn something in.
What I figured too. You just have to try and
Yeah,
do
good
it,
try.
and you'll get a good grade, at least a B usually. But sometimes I get a C on things that I don't really try that hard on. But you just
Yeah,
try.
like- yeah.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know. It sets the bar a little bit low, doesn't it? But no, on my goal assessment, I didn't put in links to my accountability people,
Me
and
too.
she docked me, and I was like,
Vicky, were you recording?
I only got,
yeah.
yeah, she took me like 5 points for that.